What?
Hello, is this Sharia?
Yeah.
I've been looking for some people who might be interested in horror movies to talk about. Tell me, do you like scary movies?
Do I like horror movies? Yeah, I do.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Favorite scary movie? It's probably The Shining, right? I mean, I know that's a cliched response.
Wrong answer. Cliche gets you killed in this world. Now you listen to me, you motherfucker.
Who is
I'm gonna
this?
fuck you up. You understand me? What's your door?
Wait,
Wait, what?
you called last year, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. No. I got the tape to prove it. Hold up. Let me roll this back. Are you trying to pull a scream on me?
No.
Is it a stab? What are you trying to do here?
No, that's not what I was doing.
You think I can beat this game?
I think I got the wrong number.
You called the wrong number. Yeah.
Well,
You're gonna call me again.
this is a little bit awkward.
Yeah, put the phone down. It's probably a good idea.
Alright.
Start the review. Well, I hope you're still watching after that intro somehow, but if you are one of the 5 people, Scream 6 was directed by Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette, the same team that made the 5th film, and this was pretty much fast-tracked after the 5th one's release. That was a huge success. And after that came out, Paramount was like, alright, let's do the next one. And this comes out merely 14 months after that one. It continues the story of the Carpenter sisters as they have now moved from Woodsboro and now they're in New York City. But there's a new Ghostface on the loose and it seems to have its own vendettas against the Carpenter sisters. And they have to now figure out how to stop this Ghostface before it causes a lot of problems. When it comes to the Scream movies, the first 2 I really like. I think those are the best ones. I liked 3 okay enough. Like, there were things I didn't really like about it. It was easily the weakest for me. But I really enjoyed 4. I thought 5, which came out last year, was a really good time. And it was one of the better ones of the franchise, in my opinion. And so I was naturally looking forward to Scream 6. And I didn't watch any trailer for this. I didn't see any promos. I wanted to go into this one blind as well. And having seen it in 3D, by the way, which I'll talk more about in a second, I can say that if you like the 5th one at least, you're probably gonna like this one too. Scream 6 takes a lot of the things that worked about this 5th one and it amplifies them to a greater degree, leading to a film that's surprisingly a lot more character driven than I expected. A movie like this where you have someone dressed up in a screaming ghost mask face and then you have that person having a knife going around trying to kill people, a film like this is really great because when you have characters who are going to eventually be in that situation where they could be stabbed, you want to care for them, you want to understand what's going on, and so you want something to latch on to. And Scream 6 gives you a lot of that. Especially with the sisters, you get a lot more with them, particularly Tara, played by Jenna Ortega once again. I remember saying in the 5th review that she's gonna go places, I see a great talent over here. Great places happened by November with Wednesday. And now she's probably one of the biggest names in the entire world as an actor. And she's fantastic in this. And the stuff that you get with her is really great once again. I think Melissa Barrera as Sam Carpenter is a lot better in this one, even though I really liked her in the last one. But the entire cast really does come out here really, really well. All the characters from the previous movie. The new characters, they're fine. Everyone in this movie fits the Scream mold, which sometimes is in the fear of breaking apart because we're now 26 years into this franchise or something like that. It gets a little difficult to sort of hold on to it, 27 actually. And I think the film does a pretty good job of keeping things as fresh as possible, especially with Ghostface. Because this Ghostface is ruthless. This Ghostface is very, very violent, and you get a lot of very gruesome kills because of it, and it leads to some really great sequences. Two in particular, one involving a departmental store where the two sisters are trying to hide, and Ghostface has a shotgun. That was a really great sequence. There's another one on a subway train, the one train to be specific, which is an outstanding scene, might actually be the best part of the entire film. That was really, really great. And the sequences that are being brought up over here, which I'm mentioning, they're all directed really, really well too. I think Bettinelli, Olpin, and Gillette once again did a really, really great job. There are certain allusions to things that they've done before too. There's at least 3 to 5 references directly to Ready or Not, which was pretty cool. Like, if you've seen that movie, it's a lot of fun. And if you see this one, there's at least a few things very visually, like, you know, you'll see that and go, that's a callback right there. Doesn't help that Samara Weaving, who played the main character in Ready or Not, she's in this movie as well. When it comes to the legacy characters, there is one major omission, and that is Sidney Prescott. Now, this has been pretty well documented over the last year, but Neve Campbell is not in this movie. And there is a reason for that, which has been discussed and talked about. And it's not something that was particularly exciting to hear, because this is the face of the franchise. You know, what exactly are you going to do over here? But I think the film handles her not being in this one as best as possible. You do miss her a little bit, but the film is very quick and fast paced, that you don't really have time to be like, oh, I miss Sidney. And the film also alludes to the fact that it's time to give Sidney a happy ending for now. So I think it's fine. I think they did a fine job there. But Courtney Cox as Gail Weathers is in it once again, doing what she does. So, you know, that hustle does not end, I guess. But she's great in the film once again. I think the film does a great job of sort of expanding on some things when it comes to the Ghostface mythos, the franchise mythos in general. There are characters like Kirby Reed, played by Hayden Panettiere, who make a comeback in this one. If you don't remember her, she was in the 4th movie. I did not know until recently how much of a fan base Kirby had, and then she's now in the new one. But it was great seeing her again. Like, it's nice when the film has those allusions and callbacks to certain things, and it does make the entire world build a little bit better. And I think for the most part, like I said, it's a very enjoyable movie. I think it could have used the entire set piece of New York City a little bit more, but since the movie is mostly shot in Montreal, I don't know how much you could have done without really having to start CGIing buildings and stuff like that. But it does manage to make use of the space as extensively as possible. And like I said, the kills are a lot more violent, and so that is to be appreciated. The one thing I did want to mention, and I said that I would talk more about this in a second, was the 3D. This has no effect on the final grade I'm going to give the film, but I didn't love the 3D. It was unnecessary. In fact, if you get a chance to go see this film in 2D, take 2D. 3D is not really a thing in this movie. The most 3D effect that I got in this movie was the opening stars to the Paramount logo. So that about tells you how much 3D you're gonna get in this. But again, it doesn't affect the final grade I'm going to give the film. What does affect the final grade I'm gonna give the film is how things eventually wrap up. One of the issues that I had with Scream 5, in fact, that was the major issue I had, was the big finale where you get the reveal of the killers. I thought it was a bit stretched, the motivation of it. In this one, it's like they took that and they said, what if we tried it a little more stretched? And so the motivation that you get for why everything is happening in this one, it's a bit much. They really tried to extend this thing. I didn't love that. I didn't. I don't know what the audience I was watching it with thought, because I saw it with a sold-out crowd, by the way. I think for the most part they were enjoying the film, but like it's one of those things when the reveal happens, it's not even as striking as, say, the Amber reveal in 5 with the gunshot. So I don't know. Like, I'll leave that to you. That is up to you, the audience members. Let me know what you think about it. Not immediately, because it's just come out. Don't want to give any spoilers away. But that did affect the film. So the third act was a little flat for me in terms of that. But the stuff building to it, I really, really liked. and it made for an overall pretty solid film. I really had a great time watching Scream 6 overall. I think it was a pretty entertaining movie, and I do recommend checking it out. I mean, if you're a fan of the franchise, you're going to go see it. I'm not sure where I'd rank it immediately in terms of the Scream franchise, but it was a solid enough time. There's a lot of really great elements to it. Again, it's really the last bit which I didn't particularly love, but everything before that, from the character work, the direction, the action sequences, the horror stuff, the score, all of it, I think it works really, really well. I'm gonna give Scream 6 an 8 out of 10. Loses 2 points on the finale. Same thing as the 5th movie. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that opening. And if you're still watching, great. And let me know what you guys think of Scream 6 down in the comments below. Have you seen it yet? Looking forward to hearing your opinions. As always, if you like this, please do subscribe. And I'll see you guys at the movies.